Okay, now I can go live. Fantastic. We're only 1 minute late. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Harper. Hi, the Honey Bun Empress. I love that name. That's fantastic. Okay, everyone can hear me okay? Good morning, Theodore. Thanks, you two, for sending me an email letting me know I'm now live. I mean, I needed to know that, right? Good morning, Stace. All right, let me go ahead and get set up. I'm sorry, y'all. I just want to go back to bed. I don't know. This autumn stuff, it's getting to me. I'm just like slower and more tired. um, it's just that time of year. Let me hop in here. Dismiss. Okay, wait a minute here. Let me go ahead and grab the link for today. Fantastic. All right, we are doing Preptober in a day. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening. I want to go back to that cyberbunk story because I think it's absolutely hilarious. There should be a link to a Notion in your description of this video. And that is where I'm going to be putting the links to all of the Blackjack 21s and everything like that. So just give me 1 second here while I get all set up. And this is going to be lots of fun. How is everyone doing? Who's ready for NaNoWriMo? And who's playing along today? Good morning, Angie. Hello, Chris. Okay, so I did this thing and I want to, this is fantastic. So I did make a new series on one of my Notion pages here, and I'm going to rename this Preptober. And then I will share the screen. I know you guys can't see my screen yet. I will share it in just 1 second. Like I said, I was just a little bit late. But this way, everything. Okay, interesting. Oh my goodness. There we go. Now I'm on Preptober. Okay. All right, let's just go ahead and share my screen. Let me do that. Let me go to StreamYard. Need to finish your novella club draft. Yeah, same. I'm in the same boat. And then Discord is just like blowing up for me right now. Breathe, Elizabeth. All right, let's do the first thing first. Let's go ahead and share a screen. No, not text edit. Cancel. Let me go ahead and present. I love that it like tries to tell me sharing screens is better with 2 screens. Like I can't do this if I wanted to. Let's do this one. I think this is a better actually layout so that you guys can actually see what is happening. So is everyone able to see my screen okay? Yay. All right. And let me go ahead and go to, I think there's like the WRITEATHONs. Yeah, Preptober is good there. Yeah, the WRITEATHON all pages. It should be on here. Preptober in a day. There we go. This should be the page that you have a link to. And I made a Preptober and I shared it, and I was copying that link and putting that onto this page. So this is the series page for Preptober. Okay. So let everyone make sure that they can, if you can check and make sure you can see that. I'm hoping, Stacy, maybe you can answer this. If I share a page, will all the children pages be public as well? I'm hoping they will be. If not, let me know and we'll make a fix on that. Okay, so let me log into Rexy. Yep, authorize. Interesting. That was new on Teachable's part. Okay. Ooh, you'll notice Rexy has upgraded quite a bit. We have some new links and everything, trying to make it a little bit easier for everyone to work with it. New models are just coming out left and right on OpenRouter AI. So we have a new, like, Rexy may need attention. This is telling me that my auto write's not on and my projects aren't loaded. So now I'm going to go to projects, Preptober, and new way I've learned is to go ahead and turn the auto write on. I needed to talk to Joseph about that it always auto goes back. And let's go ahead and load that project. So there we go. So now I'm all good to go. Rexy is ready to rock. All right, so let's start off with defining how we are doing the thing. Let me check the chat to make sure everybody's here. So even if you are not following along this morning, is this on Facebook? YouTube just lags so much I can never see your screen. I did not have it on Facebook as well. I didn't know people were watching it on Facebook. I can make sure I simultaneously stream to Facebook as well, Krista, in the future. I don't know if I can add it at this point. I don't think I can. Let me see. Yeah, I'm live there. I can't add a second. I mean, I was able to at the start. I'm so sorry, Krista. I didn't know, but I'll know for the future. What I can tell you though is that, let me go back to the chats here. What I can say is that, now that I know people were watching on Facebook, I'll make sure to start streaming to Facebook at the same time, which is the AI Writing for Authors group. So we are 4 minutes in, I think, a few minutes in here, 7 minutes in, 6 minutes in. That's what it says. So we'll just keep going here. All right. Everybody looks like they can see it. All right. So even if you're not participating right now, you'll probably want to pay attention to this next like 5 minutes, because I'm going to walk through the sequence of steps that I plan to do on Thursday. Wednesday, November 1st. The whole point of today is to do all of the prep work, all of the prompting and everything like that, all the decision making, so that on the first day of NaNoWriMo, I can just set those prompts to go in my blackjack and let it go, and run the book. And then we'll edit that up and see if we can't get 50,000 words in a single day. We can go ahead and pick the genre. Does everybody, because you guys are here, so I'll give a 2 minutes. Do you guys want to do the cyberpunk thing, which we were like, it's like cyberpunk meets cozy mystery, where there's like a world where it is high tech, but the high executives are going to the country, and then we're going to have like a cozy type mystery? Or we can do a different genre entirely. Like, I'm pretty much game for anything. All right. Sorry, Krista. I just see your chat that you're giving up. I'm sorry, YouTube Live does not like you. We'll find another way in the future. Well, thank you for coming. So yeah, let's decide what genre we want to write next week. I'm pretty much open. Techno thriller. Okay. Yep, that's definitely outside my wheelhouse. That'll be an interesting thing. So we have 1 vote for techno thriller. We'll let the other votes come in. Well, the votes are coming in. So that'll make it like 5 minutes for you guys to have a voting process here. Let me go ahead and start talking about the methodology that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to come back to my Preptober page here. And these are the steps that I will be doing. And what this will do is this will help me decide what assets to make. Okay. So step 1 is defining all the, I call them prompt elements, but I think we need like some better verbiage for like the things that we make for the context stuffing of the prompts, which is like the character list and the story world. So I'm going to say define all the static documents needed for prompting and make them. So I plan to do, oopsies. Let's see here. I'm not the best at Notion. A to-do list, that'll work. Okay, so we're going to need characters. And if you press tab, you can get something further on. Main characters and villain need a deep character sheet. List and information and dialogue examples. Okay. There's a way to, nope. All right. So we'll have that. And then I also need to do a story world settings, any important extra elements depending on what genre. Keep the genres coming in the chat. Let's have a bunch to choose from. Settings, any important extra information. So we'll need that. We're also going to need the outline, detailed outline. Now, as for the methodology or the methodology, what I plan to do, it's kind of a couple of different steps. It is, we're going to, prompt 1 is read all of this information, then make a plan to write XYZ scene. Okay. Prompt 2 in the sequence to do this is going to be read this plan, write this scene. Oh, that reminds me, we're going to need a defined writing style. Writing style and sample. Write this scene. Okay. Prompt 3. Okay, then there will be edit the scene to make it sound like I want it. Important so that we have a sample of writing style. All right. Prompt 3 will be read this scene, the edited one, and extract all the story constitution information. Similar to a story Bible. I just call it story constitution to try to be mindful of the fact that Bible's not always a positive word for everybody. And extract all of the story constitution information. If I could spell constitution correctly. All right. So this step here on later scenes will allow us to quick check if the writing is off the rails, because what we'll be doing is we'll be checking it against, the plans to make the scenes. And this is actually the methodology for when I'm actually trying to write. So we're going to have a different methodology for creating all of these assets. This will be the main prompting that we're going to do to write the scenes. Okay, and then another hypothesis I have for these are prompts for next Wednesday. Prompting number 4. I think that there needs to be like a check. This one is kind of like a developmental edit. It's almost like a kit bash, but not exactly. Have the AI read what we call the story so far and the next scene, and identify any issues of continuity or continuation of the story. Basically, I want to test out if the AI can actually be presented with, here's the next scene in this story, and I need to know, does this work with what's already been written so far? It's kind of like what we do as an advanced. And if we're able to do that, we may need to do some adversarial agents or something like that, prompting you're a developmental editor and stuff, and you read this and you decide if that scene is good or if it needs to have a rewrite. All right, let me go ahead and check the chat and see what genres we have offered. Okay. Oh, can I make my text bigger? Yes, I can. Thank you. How's that for everybody? And then our Rexy will be super zoomed in as well. Go back to the live stream. Angie, let me know if that's better. I'll put it on this just so that we can You guys can read what we're doing so far. Okay, so here are the options. Okay, we have a lot. Okay, wait, if you vote for the same thing a bunch of times, it's not the same thing. Okay. Let's see here. Space opera, techno thriller, space opera, techno thriller. I love that that's just what we do. We just go ahead and like, if we can't do something, we're just going to throw them together. By the way, I forgot to mention, I have a hard stop this morning at 11 a.m. I have to go do, I have an appointment I have to go make. If we are not done, I will be back this afternoon, probably 3 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the plan. I don't have a what's it called? Like a banner or anything like that. I'll just let you guys know that I'll be back at 3 p.m. Okay. Time travel is that's going to be hard. Timey-wimey. Mid-love romance, new girl in town, space horror romance, vacation romance in the Bahamas. Now you're speaking my language, Tara. I like that. With October, I'm like, I am vitamin C deficient, like SEA. New romance categories on Amazon. Oh, no, that's actually an intriguing idea. I didn't take a look at the list. Is vacation romance one of the new categories? Is the screen still blurry to everyone? Okay. You know, this seems like a job for the artificial intelligence. Let's see here. Dog rescue company. Angie was saying, take advantage of one of those new romance categories on Amazon. Okay. Let's go find the new romance categories real fast. We'll go to Amazon. I'm keeping an eye on the time. I'm not going to be derailed. Let's see here. Buy again. I love that the buy again, you can see I bought socks and stuff like that. Let's go to Kindle readers and ebooks, and we'll go to Kindle books to get the categories. And then the categories, and we want romance. Oh, alpha male, billionaires. Okay, they just took the keywords and made them categories, but that's kind of cool. Mafia romance is now holy Toledo. They really did do a lot of new categories. This is huge. Workplace romance, Western and frontier, time travel. Oh my goodness. There's too many options. There's so many options. Later in life is now a romance, which is great. We don't have to throw it in women's fiction anymore. I'm feeling a little rock star romance. Let's see here. What? Time travel, workplace romance, huh? 1,000 things, last 30 days, 64 results. Wow, talk about opportunity. Okay. This is tempting. This is very, very tempting. Especially as you could now do like workplace romance and you still have your romantic heroes checkbox here. Okay. Let me think here. Let me think. This is bad. Let me come back over to the chat and see what we have here. Romance in uniform. You know, I've always wanted to do a military romance. You know, I was a military wife for like 15 years, right? Like I have lived that. Ugh. I mean, I can remember right away all the memories I would have about dropping him off at the submarine and things like that. Yeah, I think firefighters and police go into the romance in uniform versus military romance. Okay. I'm just going to have ChatGPT tell me what to write. ChatGPT. Okay. Your choices are, and then I'm going to come over to the chat. I think we saw space opera, techno thriller, vacation romance, time travel romance, cyberpunk, space opera, techno thriller. Oh, there was like a science fiction fantasy too recommendation as well. I'm gonna throw in steampunk just because I'm kind of feeling that. Remember, I had the hat and everything like that. It's kind of October-y. And wild card, new genre you choose. Please pick a genre of novel for me to write, and from the list above, and give me 3 ideas why. Let's see what it'll do. It's going to call me Goddess Divine. Oh, crap, I'm in Dolly, but that's okay. Oh, it wants me to do steampunk. Okay. I mean, it's kind of time travel-y, right? Let me think. What if... Let me go check the chat. Indecision here. Hunky Marine comes home. Female police officer had a fling before they went their separate ways. Now they come back for Christmas and their families, and bam, they fall in love. I love it. Adaptations is completely blank. It's probably difficult to get placed in there. Let's see here. So since I'm in Dolly, can you give me inspiration images for the above story ideas? So let's see what it'll do. Victorian era. I mean, who doesn't want a corset, right? And while that's generating, let's go check Amazon and see if we can, let's see here. Amazon books. By the way, this is part of my normal process. If I was picking something to write, I do think like a publisher, and I try to like make sure what I want to do is what I'm like, there's room for it and everything. So here's steampunk and very awesome Jim Butcher. Let's see what genre they're throwing these in. So what you do is interesting. You basically click on a book, and the Aeronaut's Windlass. And then down here, I can see what the steampunk science fiction. So now that I can see science fiction and then steampunk, I don't remember this having its own genre, its own category. I wonder if they added categories here, because some of these look new. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. So there's steampunk here, but now I need to find out how many books per month. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at new releases. And we know that the top book in the series, the genre gets, we can do space opera. Well, it's going to be steampunk opera. How about that? So it's like space opera, but it's steampunk opera. 28,000 in the paid Kindle store. So that actually kind of shows you that this particular genre doesn't have as many readers. If the number one book in new releases is 28,000 in the paid Kindle store, it kind of shows like maybe there may not be as many readers here. If you look at the main one though, you can get an idea of like what's the best that genre can do. And right now the best is 1,200 in the paid Kindle store, which is not bad at all. So let's take a look at, I'm back on these are the bestsellers. If I come back over here to the new releases, the next thing I want to look at is what is the number 100 book in this category doing? Because if you can't, I'm going to assume that it's doing really well because, well, number one, there's not even 100 books on the list. If you caught my talk yesterday on Drafted Digital, this is what I was talking about. This is an example of a niche genre. It was super hot. And right now there's a valley in the sense that a lot of people aren't publishing to it. And it doesn't mean that there's not readers, because there's readers who are putting books into the top 1,000. Now I know we looked at Jim Butcher, and he's a super huge name. So let's pick something that is a name that like I don't recognize, for example. Let's see Tara Grace. 10 reviews. It's a box set. Let's see what this is ranked at. So this one just came out October 2nd, and it's 36,000 in the paid Kindle store. So, and the book is in Kindle Unlimited. Okay, so I think we're going to go steampunk because I think that that's going to be best for this example, and see what happens. And now I see how to market it. All right, let's take a look at the images here, and then I'll also, thank you. Dasha had to scratch at the door and she had to come in, but this time I didn't have to get up. Any questions so far about the research I did? Let me check here. Yeah, love me a good corset. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to do some steampunk. So we're going to come up here because I want to make everyone kind of happy. And I think this is the best way to blend science fiction and fantasy and romance. We can have it all, people. So we're going to go with a steampunk story. And we're going to go with elements of fantasy, science fiction, also that historical element, soap opera, or I'm sorry, space opera, my bad, and romance. Okay, so those are the things that we need for this, the brief of this story. And here we have some images that are kind of cool. I like this one as an inspiration photo. I'm loving this idea of the ornate Victorian. So I'm just going to download this, and we will go ahead and go to downloads and new folder. Preptober is what I will call this. Steampunk inspiration. I don't love the image of the market here. It just looks like it kind of like mixed them. So let's do this one. It'll actually give you the prompt, and you can copy the prompt. And now I'm going to go, let's do more. So we'll regenerate more of the first image there. And then for Preptober, I'll bring that image in. Image. Upload a file. There we go. So we have kind of like a cool inspiration here. And now I can see it a little bit more in depth. We have kind of a clock. We definitely have like curve architecture. It's interesting. It's definitely very ornate. It looks like the balconies and stuff are all faux balconies. People are still dressed very Victorian. Looks like we have train stations and dirigibles, of course, and more of like a hot air balloon kind of a thing. You know, they always portray these dirigibles as like they were perfectly like flat in the sky. I would think that they would rock back and forth. Like, I feel like I would get sky sick. That's just me. Let me go back to the chat here and make sure everybody's cool. Okay, good. And then down here we have some more images, which I love these. And this feels like it's more images of the same world. Okay. So now, okay, based on these photos, please create for me a compelling, long hook and pitch for the story, including elements of science fiction, romance, fantasy, and historical details. Have a clear beginning, middle, end, and specific names for places and characters. All right. So basically on those photos, this is a new ability of ChatGPT 4, that you can have it generate photos in DALL-E. If you like those photos, you can use those photos as inspiration. So we have the radiant city of Aerolith. Now, the very first thing I always do is Google Aerolith and make sure it's not like some famous book series or something. It's a word study game for Scrabble. Never heard of it. And then just to make sure that we can come up with, let's go with steampunk. Aerolith steampunk. All right. It looks like Aerolith is all over the place and it's not specifically steampunk. So we're good. Okay, let's see here. In the radiant city of Aerolith, where Victorian splendor fuses seamlessly with steampunk innovation, an enigmatic artifact surfaces, threatening to unravel time itself. Time travel, check. Amidst the city's golden spires and bustling markets, two souls, bound by fate and a forbidden romance, embark on a quest that bridges worlds and defies time. I'm here for it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Beginning, Lysandra, a gifted clockwork engineer, stumbles upon a peculiar timepiece in the bustling market of Gearsborough. This isn't just any artifact. It's the legendary Chrono Amulet, said to possess the power to meld past, present, and future. As whispers of its discovery spread, it draws the attention of the menacing Shadow Guild, a clandestine group seeking to harness its power for nefarious purposes. At a grand ball in the illustrious Celestia Manor, Lysandra meets Orion, a dashing airship captain with secrets of his own. Their worlds collide when they discover a shared vision, a dreamlike realm blending fantasy and history, where mythical creatures coexist with figures from Aerolith's past. I'm feeling like this is a Final Fantasy book, a Final Fantasy game. Together, Lysandra and Orion decipher the amulet's mysteries, realizing it's a gateway to the stream realm named Ethereal. However, prolonged exposure intertwines their destinies, forging a bond that transcends time. As their romance blossoms, they uncover the Shadow Guild's plan to destabilize Aerolith's timeline, reshaping history to their design. And I think we need to be more specific on that. The duo recruits allies from both Aerolith and Ethereal, including steam-powered automatons, fae enchantresses, and historical luminaries. As they delve deeper into the enigma, they grapple with moral dilemmas and the weight of altering history. Ooh, I kind of like that. Like, their only way to do it is to alter history, but it's going to cause problems. The amulet's influence also reveals ancient prophecies hinting at their roles as saviors or potential destroyers. Climatic battle ensues in the heart of the Chronos Spire, a timeless monument hovering above Aerolith. As the fabric of reality frays, Lysandra and Orion must confront their deepest fears and true nature of their bond. With the balance of time at stake, sacrifices are made and truths unveiled. Their love, tested by the very forces of time itself, becomes Aerolith's beacon of hope. In the aftermath, Aerolith emerges transformed, bearing the indelible marks of a tale that intertwines science fiction, romance, fantasy, and history. A tale of two souls, a city on the brink, and a timeless love that defied the cosmos. I kind of like it. I'm going to see what everyone else thinks. Okay, good. Like it. Good. Let's do it. Okay, so everyone's happy. Let's start fixing this. So I'm going to copy this into Preptober. So we're starting to build this, and I'm just gonna create a page, and we're gonna call this Hook and Pitch. All right, so let's evaluate this. In the radiant city of Aerolith, where Victorian splendor fuses seamlessly with steampunk innovation, an enigmatic artifact arrives, threatening to unravel time itself. Amidst the city's golden spires and bustling markets, embark on a quest that bridges the worlds and defies time. I think it's right here. Just amidst Aerolith's golden spires and bustling markets, two souls bound by fate and a forbidden romance embark on a quest that bridges worlds and defies time. Okay, and I don't think this line works. The reason is I don't have any characters in that line, so I'm just going to delete it. We really want to tighten this up. I want to be very clear about what we're trying to do here. So, two souls bound by fate and a forbidden romance embark on a quest that bridges worlds and defies time. I think we need pictures of these characters, personally. Give me pictures of Lysandra. Has anyone done this with GPT-4 and Dolly 3? I don't know how many Dolly 3 messages I get. Is it like 50 per month or something like that? It'll be interesting to test to see if it's reading up into the conversation. And I'm not sure that it is running, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so we have a hook and pitch. She's a gifted clockwork engineer. I think I'm going to just grab all of this and I'm going to bring it into Rexy. And by bringing it into Rexy, we're going to go ahead and throw this into, because we're just going to temporarily play with it. We're going to bring it into the elements and I'm going to bring it into my S1 slot. And I'm just going to paste it in. So I have this hook and I have this pitch. And now what I'm going to do is I want more information about it. Like I want it to be rewritten with more details. So I'm going to come over to my word banger. And then let's go ahead and pick a model. Let's go with Claude. Let's see if Claude can play today. We'll go Claude version 2. And I'm going to say read S1. Expand each line with more details and specific scene ideas. Anything vague, such as, let me see the language I don't like. Anything vague, such as harness its power for nefarious purposes. And instead of anything, I'm going to say any language, any vague language, such as nefarious purposes. Please propose a specific plot element. Okay, let's bang. So this is the prompt that I'm doing to expand that. And we'll just click let's bang with Claude 2. So right now it's reading the expanded pitch with more details. A young clockwork artisan finds a mysterious amulet at her family's booth in Gearsborough's crowded airship market. Now we have an Azure core, or Azure. This week we had to talk about how to pronounce that thing. In the aristocratic Celestia manor, she meets Lysander. As they dance, a connection sparks, but Orion remains elusive. Learning of the plan to replicate her chronotech to control the amulet and rewrite history. That accidentally transports them to ethereal. Okay, so does everyone see how we got more details here? Let me check. Do I have auto write on? No. Thank you for pointing that out. My bad. Oh, nope. It's default on now. Yay. Now it's set up where if you turn on auto write on your project page, WordBanger will automatically auto write. So that's the good thing. Okay. So here is an expanded pitch with more details and scene ideas. Okay. Now here's the cool thing about auto write that Theodore pointed out. If I come over to Preptober and I come over to auto write, I have this expanded pitch already here. This is one of the high benefits of working with Rexy and why it's built for the Feature Fiction Academy members, so that you guys can just get into a flow state and make stuff. So I'm going to put this as expanded. Actually, we're just going to call this hook and pitch because I love it. Here's the beginning pitch. So I'm going to take out that information. And I always like to put it in a Tupperware container. That's what I call it when we put square brackets, so that anytime this is put into a prompt, the LLM has context of what the heck this information is. If you just put the information in, sometimes in a prompt, it might not understand that this is the hook and pitch, or these are scene ideas, or something like that. And as a result, you get kind of like wonky outputs. And the analogy here, or the metaphor is, we don't want anything that's like a country crock leftovers, okay? And if you don't know what that means, in the United States, for a while there, our parents would like keep the margarine tubs. They're like this like weird gray brown, and you would have a bunch of these in the refrigerator, and you don't know if there's mashed potatoes in there or a science experiment. And as Christine Breen pointed out last night, they always have like a red ring inside because somebody once put spaghetti in there and it stained the container. So we like to think of clear Tupperware containers or clear glass containers that we're sticking these prompt elements in, so that the LLM always has context. So I will call this hook and pitch. And then I will always close my container. You got to put the lid on it. And thank goodness we don't have to go searching, right? Because you always have like 6 lids and nothing that it actually fits. And I just close it off. All right. So I really do want to clean this up. I do love that we have a clear beginning and middle and end, and it's already like making my thought processes go and think of things here. So through research, she learns this is the legendary chrono managed to root bin 10 itself. If the Shadow Guild's going to take her plans to replicate it, her workshop designs, this is where the LLM sometimes gives a good idea, but it skipped kind of the previous stuff. So the intricate gears and glowing azure core entrance her. She learns this is the legendary chrono amulet, rumored to bind itself. However, it hasn't worked in generations. And Lysandra cannot help her curiosity and her curiosity. She sets on, she begins to try to fix the amulet. I want to word that better. However, the amulet is broken. And Lysandra sets herself. Lysandra decides to fix it. All right. Now, the other thing I would say that we have a problem here is that we have this very strange jump. Like, why in the heck is Lysandra going to this masquerade ball? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use Notion's AI here. I'm going to ask the AI and I'm going to say, come up with a reason for Lysandra to go to the masquerade ball. There we go. That's interesting. She's attending the masquerade ball to showcase her clockwork creations. What about more? She's invited as a thank you for one of her clockwork creations. I think that makes more sense. So we're going to discard this. Okay, how about this? Just as she believes to have made a breakthrough, we need like a kindly person here. Her uncle reminds her that she is to attend the Celestia Manor masquerade ball. The invitation was a thank you for the elaborate clockwork mechanism that Lysandra and her uncle fixed for the, we need like last names. So we'll go here. And what's really cool is that this AI, the AI in Notion can read up. So give me a list of last names for the characters mentioned above. Let's see if it can do that. Silver word, black form. Give me 10 last name ideas, keeping characterization in mind. Okay. I like Ashburn. I've used that before. I like Foxglove, Starling, Moonshadow, Ravenswood. Let's see here. We'll use the AI again. Give me some various words for shadow. Umbral. That doesn't sound like aristocratic to me, but Obsidian does. I like the last name Obsidian, but then he can't be Orion Obsidian. That doesn't make sense. Maybe Orion of the Obsidian clan. Okay, so here's what we need. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like world build, and we haven't done that yet. So let's put a pin in this. We have a hook and pitch. Let me finish up the storyline here. And let me check the chat real fast. Okay, she could be an aristocrat and her parents don't approve of her tinkering. Okay, I like that, Angie. That's a good idea. What about there's a part she needs at the ball and the ball host has a crush on her and the part, it says he will give her the part if she goes. Okay, that is really cool. That's more in depth. I like these ideas. Let's they fall in love. It's almost like there's like we'll put like little notes in here when we want the outline of like there's enemy to lovers, but they're they're together. We really do need an ensemble cast for this, and then we need the epic battle. So let's. I'm like in the wrong one. So this was like the hook and pitch here, and I'm gonna get confused. So I'm gonna say like this was the raw original hook and pitch. It's not the final one. The final one's on the page with Preptober. It's in the auto right here where it says hook and pitch. Okay, so we have good information here in this hook and pitch, I think, to start kind of filling this out. I need some story world ideas because if I have story world, then I have elements I can bring in, and we'll get an outline and everything going. Something went wrong and didn't give us the name of pictures. I think we're done with pictures for right now. I'll make pictures of characters later. I don't want to get too heart set on what these characters look like because it might make it difficult to make the LLM follow that. It's not like I can feed that image and make it follow that for when I'm writing and everything like that. All right, so we have a hook and pitch. So I'm going to come back over to Rexy, and there's in the library there is actually a world building, and I want to do world building before I do characters because I think if I have the world building information, then I can say I need you to generate me a whole bunch of characters in this story world that we can kind of like pull from and make choices about. So we're going to define the story elements needed, and we'll load the prompt. And this is given the genre and the ideas I have so far. So what are the ideas? Well, let's go ahead and go to our Notion slot. We don't have anything loaded here, and let's go ahead and bring our auto write page in. I find this is the fastest way to be able to bring information in, and it'll say hook and pitch, and we're good. So coming back to the prompter, I now have genre and ideas. So let's go with steampunk. And the ideas here are going to be S1. System prompt is all good, and I'll go ahead and process GPT-4. Aerolith. So we have golden spires, machinery, factories, and a grand ballroom at the Celestial Manor. Gearsboro Market. Ethereal, a dreamlike realm blending fantasy, history, and futuristic aesthetics, hosting mythical creatures and figures from Aerolith's pasts. The Chronos Spire, timeless monument above the Aerolith, and oh, duh, Elizabeth, they fixed the Chronos Spire. But you guys like that she's aristocratic, so past, present, and future is crucial. Now that's interesting that it really wants to have a timeline. Societies and cultures. So that's an element I didn't think about. And if we're going to do time travel, we're going to need a timeline. So here for elements, we're going to need a timeline. Shadow Guild, to find their purpose. Orion's airship. Magic system. Creatures and characters of ethereal. So what this is doing is it's just defining ideas here. And then what I'm going to do is have it, don't info dump. World building is a critical component. Okay, so I have this information. And with my auto write, I'm going to rename this and I'm going to go story world. Template. I had to do this too for the Orc Mafia romance. Like it tells me what I need, but then it doesn't actually define it out. And we needed to define it out. So, well, I mean, I wanted to define it out as we're trying to get this all done today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to WordBanger, and similar to what we did before, I'm going to clear it all out. And my Notion slots, I need to go ahead and refresh. The Notion slot refresh will bring that into the Story World template in. So now WordBanger, I can go read S2, or I'm sorry, N2, not S2. Did I? Oh my goodness. I said S1 for the Story World. It didn't have the story. Oh, it had some of it, but not, yeah, it, okay. My bad. Let's fix this. My mistake was I did S1 instead of N1. So let me delete this. Oh, that feels really bad. Yeah, I'm going to delete it. Delete. It's bye. It's gaga. It's gone. It's not really gone. Notion saves your pages. Come back to prompter. Let's try this again and let's put the proper N1, not S1. So it has this, and I think steampunk is one word. All right. Would be needed. Please be specific and include names and ideas for each element. Okay, we'll process this again. For those watching at home and confused, what the heck is the difference between S1 and N1? N1 pulls from your Notion slots. That's the documents that are on your Notion page that you bring in. S1, I like to think of it as a session save. It's just information you're just saving in that moment to use maybe in a prompt or something, like you're going to use a piece of it. So the primary setting is Gearsborough. The city is characterized by intricate Victorian architecture, celestial manor, ethereal, time era. The era is steampunk version of the Victorian era. Society operates in clandestine corners. The power struggle between Lysandra and the Shadow Guild forms the backbone of your story's political intrigue. The economy would revolve around clockwork, steam tech, and airship trading. The airship market is a key economic hub, and the clockwork mechanism services provided by Lysandra and her uncle are likely a prized economic commodity. An element of supernatural, the prophecies as well as the legends, provide your universe a powerful mythological framework. Okay, we need that too. And it doesn't have to be like extensive, but I like its suggestions here. Chronotech and magic. Characteristic technology will include intricate clockwork devices, mechanized amulets, as well as steam and airship tech. Reflecting the technology in your world, you may name inventions, blueprints, and revolutionary gadgets. Oh, may I name them? The temporal distortions. Fae sorceresses. You'll need to define the rules and limitations of the system. Flora and fauna. Main characters. Similar to the airship market, may host traditional festivals and competitions. An ancient language. That's kind of cool. Conflict, backstory, prophecy. Okay, so now we have this right here. This is the new story world, and I just want more. This is a layering technique. Story world information. Vague. That's what I'm going to call it. And then again, I'm just going to come up here to my Notion slots and refresh the page. I'm looking at the time and realizing we're getting kind of low on time. I just want to build up the story world and then start making the list of characters and the outline. So let's go to WordBanger and let me check the chat, make sure there's any questions. Okay. I think most of you are just kind of working in tandem. So here we are at this one, and the word banger is going to be read N2, which is the new vague thing, and the same thing. Please expand the story world information with specifics. Add in rich details, characters, settings, and define any area like the magic system that needs definition. In making choices for these elements, let's be inspired by, instead of the shadow. So shadow kind of tells me I want celestial by celestial elements like moon, sun, time, stars, etc. So I'm giving it kind of a prism through which to make these kinds of choices. And I went with celestial information because it already did the celestial manner. And if that's the aristocracy, I kind of like that feel. So we'll go ahead and let's bang. And it's using GPT-4. Oh, wow. I love that. Gearsborough, or the Great Clock of the World, is a luminous city that glows with a sheen of brass and copper. There are countless clocks, mechanical solar systems, steam-powered automobiles, and diverse airships. The cobbled streets echo with the beat of industrial machines, while street lamps illuminate the foggy nights with an ethereal glow. This is great. The ethereal, or the echo realm, is a mystical world of timeless beauty, twinkling like stardust, with landscapes materializing from whispers of memory and myth. The zenith of the Victorian era, albeit a variant intertwined with steampunk technology, magic, and the chrono amulet that bends time. All right, we have here the Shadow Guild wearing cloaks that seem woven from night skies. From humble mechanic to national heroine, challenges authorities and shifts loyalties. In Gearsborough's economy, those who master the skills of clockwork and airship manufacture reign supreme. The city hosts a bustling airship market. It's rumored to be a gift from the timeless Fae, and it forms the basis of an ancient prophecy. Named after constellations. Rules dictate that betting time comes with taxing consequences to maintain balance. Okay, this is a good information I got. The annual solar soiree. The Grand Gear Gathering are vital traditions in Gearsborough. Ancient language or timeless verse related to the chrono amulet and the timeless Fae. Okay, I'm happy with this. I think this is good information now that we have enough to start building out the outline and the list of characters. So actually, let's do characters first. So we have this information here, and it is auto written. So now what I can come on my auto write page here. I'm going to go story world. And I'm going to do that thing, you know, the Tupperware container, story world. Also a new technique. That I want to start doing. I beg your pardon. Sorry for the allergies. One thing that's always a problem for me when I'm constructing prompts is I don't know how many words different elements are, so I can kind of like figure out what my context window is. So what I want to start doing, and this is a trick for me, is 623. So I'm going to start putting here at the front of it, because Rexy will never see that, the title of the page. It'll only pass over like what's on the page. So I can put a number in front of here so I know how many words are on that information. So hook and pitch, let's go ahead and see this. This is a word count of 430. So 430. So basically, if I was to put these two elements together, I immediately know that that's over 1,000 words. It's about 1,100. And we know from our conversions that's probably close to about 1,500 tokens. That's what allows me to make sure that I'm making good decisions about which models I'm running for different applications. Oh, sorry. Oh, hi, Mania. We're doing steampunk, so you're going to be able to catch up, no problems. We've got a clockwork artisan, amulet that bends time. We're just about to run some character lists and the main character information. So the first thing I want to do is I want to bring in the prompt library. We did world building. I'm going to now work on character development. I do want to do a character sheet, but I have a character sheet that has story world information. So what I want is create a character information sheet for character from character list. Nope, I don't want to do that. So I guess we'll just do a character information sheet. Bring genre and story world information. So that's what I want to do. So I need you to build a character profile for a fiction book in the following genre I'm working on. Here's the information about the story world so far, and that's where the story world information will go. Create a detailed outline. So I'm going to say the name right here, and it's going to be Lysandra. We need a last name. Clockwork artisan. Oh. Give her a last name. Gender is female. Ethnicity. You know what? I'm going to make her half Fae. That's where her aristocratic comes in. Her uncle, like she lives with her uncle because her parents were kicked off because it was we could have that her father her father was human. That would work. So this is information I know about her. I don't need the Clifton strengths. I'm gonna not do this one. We'll leave the astrology stuff since we're doing celestial things, and I think that it'll help influence information here. Character archetype is fine. Myers-Briggs I don't need. All right. So I need you to build a character profile. Okay. So I want, oopsies. I want Lysandra to be half Fae, half human. Her father was a member of the aristocratic world and ran off with a Fae woman. Lysandra, as a baby, was given to her uncle to be raised. Okay, so we have that information there. The genre is definitely steampunk. Whoopsies. And then I need more story world information. So what I'm going to do is in my Notion slots, which I have here, I didn't refresh it, so that was on me. I have hook and pitch and 623 story world, so N1 and N2. So the story world information here is going to be N1 and N3. And that will get parsed in right here where it says story world information. So we know she's a clockwork artisan. We have this information, and I'm actually going to copy this because I'll be using this prompt a couple of different times. I want to have the stuff that I took out, since that way I can run the prompt over and over and over again. Do I need to do 16K? Probably not, because my prompt is not. It's only 1,000 words, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do GPT-4. And I'm going to punch. We could try the temperature 1.8 and 0.6. We'll see what we get. It may not listen to the instructions as well with a temperature that high, but we'll see what happens. Not presence penalty being low. That's my bad. The top P needs to come down to 0.6. We'll give this a run and see what happens. So I'm going to process that. Evergleam. I love that. She's 24. She likes mechanical puzzles. She dislikes injustice, constraints on her freedom. She's tinkering. She has a soft smile when engrossed in her work. Compassionate and stubborn. Discovery of her fey lineage, learning clockwork from her uncle, the loss of her parents, fears and phobias. Failing to protect her city. She loves her city, Gearsboro, her craft. She's fascinated with time. She can see brief glimpses of the future. Now that's a cool trick. Time is the greatest puzzle of all. She fixing the clockwork mechanism for Celestial Manor, becoming the Chrono Guardian actions they have taken in their lives they are ashamed of. Oh, actions. Becoming the Chrono Guardian. Her love for Orion, Aquarius, independent, romantic. Okay, maybe we do not need all those star sign things. Dreams of a love that transcends time. Steamed dumplings with honey glazed root vegetables. Okay. Family member deceased. Her father deceased. Her uncle is her guardian. Okay, so it decided to kill her parents. I like it. She has a clockwork bird named TikTok. That's hilarious. This is just fun. I enjoy this so much. Thank you, Angie, for reminding me to refresh my Notion slots. Someone like Orion. A dream where Gearsboro's frozen in time, indicating her fear of failing to protect the city. Okay, I love all of that. So we're going to come over to the auto write, and now I have this character sheet for Lysandra. So this is the Lysandra Evergleam character sheet. And again, I want to get the word count on it. So 434. Actually, that's not accurate because I'm going to take out all of that astrology stuff. Boop. Although they did make her an Aries. Or no, it was just about her Aries. Okay. Soft notes of a violin. Spiced apple cider. Okay. So now we have this character sheet. And now I can see how many words this is. 365. So we'll put that in front here. 365. So the numbers are just the number of words that are on the page that'll help me with my when I'm building out prompts and everything. So I'll verify the page. And now we have 365, that one. So the library. I need to make her uncle. So let's come back over to the prompter. And now what I can do is I can take out the names. Cafe. I'm also going to take out all the astrology stuff. Let's go ahead and make Orion next. So I need you to build a character profile for a fiction book in the following genre I'm working on. Here is the information about the story world so far. Story world. For a fictional character, filling all the details in. So to say which one I want, I just put Orion. And I think give him a last name. Orion should be a near opposite of Lysandra. But still interesting in his own right. I want readers to swoon over Orion. But make sure his flaw is a counterpoint to Lysandra's strengths. And then to make sure that it's going to include her character sheet, that's N4 now, so that it'll be added into the prompt. So it's going to read all about the story world and the hook and pitch, and then it's also going to read Lysandra's character sheet when it creates Orion's character sheet. So now I'll just click process. And now it's writing Lysandra's character sheet. Now, what's really cool is I'll have, Orion's character sheet. Orion Starbound. I don't like his last name. We'll do something different. Misuse of power. He has a habit of looking up at the stars when he's deep in thought. A roguish smile, runs his fingers through his hair when he's stressed. All right, he is definitely a basic F-boy. His exile from ethereal to aerolith. Oh, wait a minute. Interesting. The idea that he was in ethereal. He is a timeless fae. I was not expecting that. That is a twist. Oh, thank you. It fixed it. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. He's got a falcon. Okay. Starfruit. Tart. Favorite drink, elderflower mead. Their best friend and why. His mate, Hallie, because she has stood by him through thick and thin, never questioning his past and always supporting his decisions. Okay, so this is how we are kind of like investigating this through characters. Let me make a note. I need a note card. I have a note card. So I need to make the uncle and Hallie. And Hallie's obviously going to go on the trip, and the uncle is obviously going to get killed. So more characters that we need is we need the uncle and we need Hallie. And I've got to make sure that we know that the pets are TikTok and Vega. You can do a lot of character work this way. Okay. So if I come over here, I don't like it. We'll leave Starbound, but I want a better name for that. Give me 10 that invoke the idea of stars and immortality. Eternus. Oh, I like Nebulon. Orion Galaxis. Actually, I like Galaxis better. I think that that's kind of cool. Galaxis. Okay. He's the rogue. Good job, rogue. Oh, I did not finish this. 426. Orion Galaxis. Okay. So there's that. And now I need more information. So let's go ahead and let's come over here. I need to make a character list. So I'm going to come over to my library and I'm going to do, I don't want a character sheet. I want a character list. Let's see if it's in ideas and inspirations. Nope, we don't have that. Okay, so I'll create a prompt for a character list. So let's just go into the prompter. Let's see here. I don't need any of that information. Story prompt, system prompt. I'm going to say you are a creative writer assistant. You skip the first expected idea and jump to the next one. You will read and analyze story information. Oh, I need to do this in WordBanger. And the reason why is because I'm already realizing it's going to be a sequence. So I'm going to come over to WordBanger and I'm going to clear all this out. Clear all. And I need to update my Notion slots because now we have Orion. I keep wanting to call Orion Lysandra. We have Lissy and we have Orion. Okay. Coming back to WordBanger. And I can always see in my elements which Notion slots I have. So we have hook and pitch. We have Lysandra and we have Orion. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in here. You are a creative writer assistant. You skip the first expected idea and jump to the next one. You will read and analyze story information and then do the task asked. Story information. We're going to have N1, N2. No, not N2. N2 is, I got to remove it. N4 and N5. All right. Make a list of all additional characters, including minor, minor characters like pets and needed to tell this story. So I just wanted to make a list. GPT-4 is probably, actually we're going to do 16.5. I'm not going to use Claude for this because Claude is just rubbish in my opinion on actually extracting information. And this is not a creative endeavor, so we're going to bring that temperature to 0.8. Actually 0.7 is fine. The top P can be 1, and we don't need a presence penalty because we're not doing anything creative here. I don't care if the tokens are repeated. And let's go ahead and let's bang. So Uncle Cedric. Okay, I'm laughing that there's Uncle Cedric because that's like sad. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right. So we have Captain Hallie. She's a skilled airship navigator and a fierce ally in their quest to protect the Chrono Amulet. Master Tinker, a renowned clockwork artisan. Fae Sorceress, a coven, clockwork automatons, timeless fae, ethereal gardens, clockwork animals. Okay, so now that I have this, my instant number 2 is going to be expand all of those. Expand the list to add more details, names, and information about each character. Stay consistent with the following story information. This time I'm only going to give it the story world, I think. Yeah, I don't think it needs the character sheets because it only really needs like the information about the magic systems and all of that. And so that one is my N3. And if I'm ever confused which one it is, I can always come to my elements and see here that it is N3. So there we go. And each character, yeah, I just want more details, names, information about each character. So there we go. I don't know that 16K is the best one for this. I'm going to switch back to GPT-4 just because GPT-4 will do a deeper thing. We'll put the 1.8 and we will put 0.6 and we'll put a 1. The reason being is because this is like a siloed prompt. So this prompt is going to run with just this information. It's going to know the story world information, and it's going to have these additional characters. That's going to be in the middle part. So expand the list of additional characters to add more details, names, and information about each character. Let's bang. Oh, I did not click it. There we go. Uncle Cedric. You did not give me more information. This is probably my temperature thing. Did it have Vega already? Nope, it was missing Vega. Timeless Fae. The aristocrats. The artisans. I want names. The guild's victims, people affected by the Shadow Guild's manipulation of time. Past figures encountered in the ethereal realm. Mythical beings. Yep. Okay, so we have this. And it should just write it into here. And we're good. So I'm actually going to delete the previous one. Okay. Expand the list. All right. For the following. Oh, I'm an idiot. I know why I didn't do it. Oh, hold on a minute, guys. Let me undo this. It didn't expand. It just did it again because I said number of repeats 1 and start banging it 1. It literally just redid the information we already asked it to do. So in order to make it expand the list of additional characters to add more details, names, and information about each character, I need to tell it to start banging it 2. So let's bang. My bad. But I'm glad we did it again because now we have the historical figures and the guild's victims and all of that. And so that was actually still another example of layering because it had the original list. And basically by running it just again with the same information, but now I had that first completion in there, it was understanding that that first completion wasn't enough information. So now we have Uncle Cedric, worn laughter, his ability to find solutions, Orion's loyal first mate, auburn hair, and a beard. Oh, it's a he. I was making it a her. We'll make it a her. The menacing and elusive leader. All right, and then the Shadow Master needs to come out to be like Lady Celestia or something. The Coven, TikTok, and Vega. Clockwork automatons. A semblance of personality. Ethereal guardians. Okay. We have like 40 more minutes. Let me check the chat. I tell you what, GPT-4 takes a while. Skipping the first idea. Yeah, I thought it was a she. We'll fix it. No worries. The aristocrats, the citizens, we're at 17 of 20, so we're getting there. I wanted specific names. I'll have to do that differently. I'm going to let it go for right now because I really want to get to the outline part. And what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to work on this afternoon. I don't think there's a way around it. So I'll be back at 3 p.m. Eastern time to work on this more. And I'll record all of that and it'll be on the YouTube. Be on the YouTube. Okay, so we have these additional characters. I like this information better. So we're going to delete this. And now we have our additional characters. And I did already, I had auto write on. So these are all the additional characters again. So what I'm actually going to do, I need like a banished materials thing, the auto write is very convenient. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to create a Notions 21 page because I think we're at the point now. I don't want to keep deleting things that I'm not using right now, just in case I need to go back to them. So this is going to be the official Notion 21 page. And what we'll do is we'll move hook and pitch in there for right now until we have an outline. We'll move story world in there. We'll definitely move the character list, the character there. And then this one is the additional characters. So this is going to be additional characters. First mate. What do we think about Captain Halley? Okay, so if Orion is actually one of the timeless or whatever, what if Halley is also from Ethereal, secretly from the world of Ethereal? and is not, I was thinking of like kind of like androgyny, just because of we wanted it to be a woman, but then auburn hair and beard. And so it was kind of just, I don't know, rugged continence. I'll see what the thoughts are on that. I don't think there would be a way to keep that a secret. Okay. Auburn hair and a she has a heart of gold. I don't think so. She is surly and only seems to get along with Orion, fiercely protective of him. Yeah. Auburn hair and a scar running down her left cheek to her neck. There we go. I like that. Kind of, I'm imagining, you know, the two of them accidentally got out of Ethereal and were sent to Aerolith, and that Orion knows of the Chrono, whatever it's called, whatever that amulet's called. So that'll work. Vega's a reliable scout. Okay, we can't really have two birds. I mean, that just seems like a really bad idea. Emerald eyes and has a knack for finding lost items. Falcon pet. A silver bird. Often flying ahead to scout the path. Okay, I like that one. TikTok. Loyal clockwork bird. What would be another animal? When I played a Dungeons and Dragons campaign once, I had a teapot that was like, because I was an elf artificer. I don't want a pet, a bird. I want other ideas. So let's consult the AI, shall we? Give me other animal ideas for TikTok. Oh, I like the idea of a little mouse. Yeah, I think they need a little mouse. We're not going to call it Cogsworth, though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this, ask the AI, rewrite this so TikTok is a clockwork mouse. Yeah, because it makes sense that a little mouse would be able to get places where like a lost item would be and stuff like that, because I liked that. So we're going to replace the section. And just so that we keep the same formatting, we have that. Nope. My bad. Come on. There we go. I like the idea of a mouse. All right. And then I just need to go over to her page and make sure that additional characters. We need a Tupperware container. We're getting close. It usually does take me like 2 or 3 hours to kind of like plan out a story. Additional characters. Okay. Let's make sure that Orion's character sheet, where it finds Hallie, is defined. Yeah, it was because she has stood through him thick and thin, never questioning his past and always supporting his decisions. Okay, cool. And then I want to check on Lysandra and make sure wherever it says TikTok, it doesn't specifically say that TikTok is a bird, and it does. A clockwork mouse. With a knack for finding lost things. There we go. Someone like Orion. That's funny. All right, Notion 21, additional characters. Let's see where we're at. We've got 761. So 761. All right, I think it's time for us to start making some outlines. So what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to use Wordbanger again, and I'm going to clear all. And now for my Notion slots, I need to bring in a different page. I need to actually bring in this Notion 21 page that I made. So we have hook and pitch, story world, we have 2 character sheets, and we have additional characters. So I think we're ready to start making a very detailed outline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over into Rexy. I lost Rexy. Login. That's unfortunate. That's okay. We're going to go projects and load. We'll turn on the auto write. Preptober is fine. Load the project. We're getting close. Let me check the chat, see how we're doing. A monkey, a cat. Yep. You started at 1 and 2. Okay. So we've done characters, and we definitely have a villain. We have a character sheet. We don't have the villain one. We don't have dialogue examples. But we can get that. I feel like we need like a main character. I'm thinking here. No, we'll have the different character sheets. I'll just pull them in as they're in different scenes because we don't need to know Orion. Yeah, that'll make sense. I'm thinking in my head of like, do we need all the character information all the time? And the answer is no. I would like to be able to pull different characters in that I need and not when I don't need them. So hook and pitch is there. Let's go ahead. We have so much work to do here. Let's go ahead and pull in the Notion slots that I wanted. Refresh and make sure these are the right pages. Hook and pitch, story world, Lysandra, Orion, and all that. So now we need some outlines. So let's go to library. And I'm going to go to outline, plotting, act structure plots, creating outlines. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, those are not, I need to fix those. And that's also that one. Okay. Act structure is usually what I like best. It's like read these ideas, then create an outline with a number act plot structure. The outline should be detailed and contain enough information to write the story. You're a best-selling developmental fiction editor. So let's get a basic outline of this. I'm going to want 5 acts. So we want 5 acts because we have a beginning and a middle and then an end. And then the ideas here are going to be in my elements. It's going to be all this, the Notion slot information. So like N1, N2, N3, N4, and N5. So that's what I'm going to do. N1. This is so much faster to mega prompt. All the ends. Now I have to think about how much information this is. So if I come to my Notion slots, I can start kind of doing the math. Okay, so that's 1,000. That's another 800, 1,500. So we're at 2,500 words. So it's about 3,000 to 3,500 tokens. We can try GPT-4. Let's see if it can do that. I think it's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and process GPT-4. Clockwork Amaretto. We'll work on the title. Discovers the broken chrono amulet in her family's stall. At the ball, she's going to meet Orion. Okay, cool. Traces the thieves to the Shadow Guild's lair. Their minds get linked in the process. Now that's kind of cool. In a bid to stop the Shadow Guild, they ally with Orion's airship crew and a coven of Fae sorceresses, which would be her background and everything like that. He is from Ethereal's past. Oh my gosh. He used the amulet. Denouement. Okay. So we need to do 50,000 words minimum. I think we're going to end up with more than that for the storyline. How many scenes do we want to run? I like this. A grief-stricken. I don't want that. He's got to kill himself. Fusing with the elemental energies of time. Anachronistic cityscape that intertwines clockwork charm with ethereal beauty. She holds on to hope. She promises to ensure Orion's sacrifice won't be in vain. I think she should be pregnant. There we go. I mean, that's the trope, right? I think that either he needs to be able to still communicate with her as a member of time, or she's carrying his child for the next generation. All right, so looking at this, we'll call this the outline, act outline. That is not the name of this book. Amaretto, no. Actually, we'll call it the five act outline. And now, five act outline. Stabilize into a one uniformed realm. A grief-stricken Lysandra commits herself to seeing this world. The Chrono Guardian. She holds their child in her hand, in her arms. A hope for the future. There we go. Orion's sacrifice wouldn't be in vain. Okay, I like it. I just changed that so that they have a child at the end. Let's go ahead and start breaking this down into a scene list, a detailed scene list. So we also need to say how many words this is, 539. We're pretty good. Act outline. Let's go ahead and move this to the Notions 21 page. We have all of this information. I think we're done with the hook and pitch now because we had the story world and we have this act outline. So the hook and pitch, I'm actually going to move back into auto write. We don't need that anymore. So we have story world. We have the act outline. Let's see here. You'd want to know the story. You'd want to know the act. I guess act outline. Okay. And then we have the additional characters list. All right. So let's go ahead and start making a detailed, okay, 1040. So let's start making some detailed scene information. So I'm going to grab this and come into WordBanger. And what I'm going to actually load, the instas here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what the calculation is on that. 539 plus 623 plus 365 plus 426 plus 761. 2714. So 2,714 words right now. The act outline, I want act 1. Okay. So I'm going to say read all my N1s, N2s, N3s, N4s, N5s. Let's just make sure that's bringing it all in there. And slots. Yep, we have. Nope, I did not clean up my Notion slots. Good check. Verify, refresh the page. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're good to go. Come back to Word Banger. Read N1, N3, and down all that. Write a detailed scene list with all information needed to write those scenes for Act 1 and only Act 1. Of at least 10 scenes. Because if I'm thinking about the acts here, if we have 10 scenes here, Act 2 should be probably about 20 scenes. Or we'll go with 15 maybe. You know what? I'm just going to find a scene list. Scene list count for a 5-act steampunk novel. How many scenes do they usually do? There we go. 14, 28, 14. That's what I thought. So we're going to go 10 for the first one and then add that so it's 32 because I have to go with a 5-scene situation here. Because the third act could really span kind of the Act 4. Yeah, denouement, Act 5. Let's see here. Act 5. I only want about 3 scenes. Act 4. Falling action. This is probably 6 scenes. Act 3. Act 2 and Act 1. I want 10 there. So that's 16 and that's 19. They're doing a division of 14, 28, 14. So like it's a 1 to 2 to 1. So 28, 28 is 56, I think. And I have 19. Yeah, we'll go 20 and 25. That's 45. That's too many, Elizabeth. Let's go with 14 here. And doing math over here, not very well. $33 scenes. That's 66,000. That's a lot of words, but that's okay. 1024. I think I'm going to go with Act 1. Actually, let's just put it in here. The setup, 10 scenes. Yeah, because she's got to meet and all of that. And then the confrontation, she's helping, they're returning. They've got to be an ethereal and all of that. So we'll do at least 12 scenes here. Because I really want to explore ethereal. In a midpoint, they ally with that. Okay. And then here, let's go with 12 scenes. So that's 24, 34. We're right at 51,000 if each scene is only 1,500 words. So we're getting there here. The falling action, I'm going to go with this is like 6 scenes. Maybe. And then this one is probably 2 scenes. That's 8. We have 42 scenes. We'll go with that. Of at least write a detailed scene list with all information needed to write those scenes of only Act 1 and do Act 1. Okay, so let's bang and we'll do GPT-4 for this. And then we can use scaffolding to make it like more detailed. So Lysandra's workshop, scene 1. I'm going to have to fix the formatting. We don't want to use numbers. We want to say scene 1 spelled out because it's easier for it to understand that that's what we want later on in prompting. All right. So it has the list of the characters. Scene 2, the airship market, smell of engine oil. Mask for the ball. Designs an intricate clockwork mask while discussing her excitement. The masquerade. Okay. The theft. Okay, so it's only doing 5 scenes. We need more scenes. Over here is their diabolical scheme involving her designs. Orion's airship, Vega. Okay. What happened? Safety and boundaries. Orion's magical. Okay, so at the end of scene 10, they got to ethereal. I like it. Okay. We'll go with this. This works. Various Fae entities. Okay. So let's go with, we have some information here. This is all good for Act 1. And I do need to go soon. So let's go ahead and go to this. This is going to be Act 1 scene list. And I'm going to do that. I'm not going to make the Act 2 scene list until we run this. Act 1 scene list. And how many words is this? 499. Cool. Oops, not there. So now what I'm going to do real fast, I need to change the formatting. I forgot that. So this is going to be scene 1. And we take out the numbering. Scene 2. Scene 3. Scene 4. Scene 5. Actually, we'll do it fine. Scene 7. And scene 8. Scene 9. Sometimes this is a little bit zen. I know it's kind of like watching paint dry, but I needed to have the format correct because I'm going to use this to go ahead. We'll go ahead and run Act 1 scene, or Act 2 scene list. So this is the Act 1 scene list. So now I'm going to come over into Rexy. I'm going to get that prompt again. So we'll copy this. I'm going to clear all because now my Notion slots, did I put it in my Notion slot? I don't think I did. I did not. So Act 1 scene list now goes into my Notion slots. Come over here, refresh the page, because now it's going to be N6. And actually, I want this a different format. I want this a different layout. Come back to my Notion slots. Let's move the outline down here, just because this is like extra information, and then it's got to read the act outline, and it's got to do the task. So I'm just moving things into proximity, how they would be because at the bottom of that prompt is what gets the most attention if there's a conflict. So N5 and N6, and now in my prompter, or my word banger, word banger, I have that prompt that I did, and we're going to do Act 2. I don't remember how many acts we want. Let's see here. 12 scenes. Keep the same format. I'm just adding that in there so that it'll spell the words out. So this is going to be read an N1. Actually, I can just put in my jump cut because I had these. N1, N2, N3. And it has all the character information. So what I'm doing when I'm doing this is I'm literally giving it all of my N slots. So here in my N slots, you'll see story world. I've got the character list information, the 5-act outline, and the Act 1 scene list. So we'll see if it does the same format for Act 2. And we'll go ahead and bang. We should still be okay on length. Nope. Okay, I hit too big of a context window. So let's take out occupation, additional characters, 5-act outline, scene 1 list. Let's do, you know what? It already knows the details. We can actually do 16K because it sees the Act 1 scene list. So 16K can kind of rise to GPT-4's ability if it has an example of the writing. So yeah, we'll update that and we'll keep that good. And we'll try this again with a different model. So yeah, see, it kept the same formatting. Scene 11 in hiding. Description, transpires, characters, sparring with shadows. Scene 13, scene 14, scene 15. Really cool that it's keeping the numbering. Scene 18, scene 19. We should get to 22. Nope, it kept going. Okay, I'm not mad at it. If it needed that extra scene, that's okay. 23, the path ahead. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that inside of Notion. It'll be this auto write right here. Okay, so scene 11. There's supposed to be an ethereal. Maybe not. Time manipulation powers. Okay, that's fine. I wanted to go to ethereal, but maybe that's book 2. They go to ethereal. Okay. All right, so this, I actually don't like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun it, and I'm going to tell it, ethereal should last multiple scenes. Let's try this again. So we'll clear the main area. It's okay. It's written to auto write. It's not what I wanted. I wanted them to like go to ethereal and they're there for a little bit. All right, we're coming up on the end I think we've gotten pretty far. So when I come back at 3 o'clock, we're going to finish writing the scene list. And then once we have all these scene lists, we're going to then run the reports for each scene. So there, you're going to see me sequence to go ahead and get that done, where it's going to just read the previous report, read the previous reports, write the next scene report, write the next scene report. We're going to see how far we can do at that. Because now we have some information about Act 2. Amulet's powers, their outlaw status, manipulating time, the Grand Library, CD Tavern, Underbelly, the guilds, Underground Black Market. Okay, so now they go to Ethereal. Alternate versions of themselves from different timelines. Okay, that's kind of cool. Maybe. All right, I'll have to evaluate this more in depth. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm hoping that some of the elements and stuff, I don't know that it'll be an event. I'll just have to come up. Excuse me. I'm just going to go live at 3 p.m. So I won't have like a little prep thing or anything like that. I'll just go live at 3 o'clock so that we can finish this out. I will, announce it in the Discord, and I'll also make sure to go live on Facebook at the same time too, so that people have a chance to see it there who YouTube is a problem. If you have any other questions about what we've been doing or anything like that, please just DM me on Discord, or you can message me any other way. And hopefully you guys got some like insights on how we kind of really dive deep on the character list before we went straight to the outline. So I've been trying to force myself to do new techniques and everything. I really just want to sit and write the story, but we're going to take our time. We're going to really make sure that we get all of these elements going well. And then the hard part's going to be waiting until Wednesday. The same techniques that I've been using today, you can use on your novella projects. I know a bunch of you are working on novella projects right now for Monday. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Because now that I have technique, if you think about it, what we did for Act 1, that could just be a story, and that could be a novella. So that's where these methodologies kind of do build on each other. All right. Well, thank you everyone so much. Have a great day. I'm going to go run my errand, and then I will be back at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. Take care.